Hello, most welcome to 2122. We continue with laughter yoga by Dr. Maiden Kataria. And we mentioned last time how laughter naturally saturates the body with oxygen, but it also helps the posture coming out of oneself, being higher, wider, and deeper. All these things are from the laughter. We regain our, so to speak, inherited greater being, what we deserve, much more than what people usually get these days. It's happiness. It is a fix for depression, anxiety, and worry and panic attacks, all those things that are so common today. And now, by wondrous miracle, I can see you. You seem wide and clear. I think this time we're just going to try out with the small photos or cameras. Next time, maybe you can have an enlargement. But it looks nice so far. Good one. So I'll continue to read a little bit here. Natural painkiller. Hey, it's triggered by the nervous system. It can be caused by an injury, sickness, and disease, or can be brought on by psychological reasons, which, if not treated, can be extremely detrimental to your health. Detrimental to your health. To one's mental well-being. Physical pain management is comparatively easier than managing psychological hurt, which can lead to stress, anxiety, and depression. Oh no! People harboring mental hurt, resentment, and guilt are hardly able to laugh and express their emotions. Laughter yoga is a universal remedy to aid the release of emotions and to reduce pain. It is unique as it approaches laughter as a physical exercise rather than using cognitive humor. It is not unusual for people who have suffered chronic pain to recover through laughter. Through laughter. The moment we sense pain, our bodies become tense and we experience muscle contraction. This is the posture of the modern serious man. He's contracted, he's crumped together, he's not wide and deep and high. The moment we sense pain, our bodies become tense and we experience muscle contraction. The more our bodies tighten, the more intense is the pain. That's really good said, because a lot of painkillers that has to do with neck and back pain, which is the most common pains, are also combined with muscle relaxants, because the tensity is what makes the pain. You tense not to feel the pain. Today we live in a shut out reality where we don't take in reality. The reason is we tense to shut off our body. Yes, exactly. Very good. We stop laughing. The natural 300 to 400 laughs, or the original human laughs, are disappearing and they become over serious. Yes. Over serious and in a state of non-understanding. Laughter yoga releases endorphins, natural opiates that are more potent than equivalent amounts of morphine. These help in reducing yummy. Yeah, these help in reducing the intensity of pain in those suffering from arthritis, spondylitis, and muscular spasms. Spasms. Many women have reported a reduced frequency of migraines. Laughter is an effective pain medicine that costs little and has no side effects. 20 minutes of belly laughter can reduce pain for almost 2 hours. It also increases pain tolerance. Many cases of people having gone through physical trauma and recovering without the use of painkillers have been documented. They just laughed it off. Lucinda, Canada. I use laughter exercise to relieve a nagging toothache. During uncomfortable drilling episode, I decided to do some laughter exercise to ease the pain. Just 5 minutes of this helped me through 4 minutes of totally pain-free drilling. The pain returned after a few minutes, but by then the procedure was almost finished. Besides alleviating pain, my laughter lightened the mood at the clinic. I also do laughter exercises in the elevator. Believe me, it takes the edge off. Takes the edge off. Laughter yoga and arthritis. Laughter offers respite from arthritic pain and provides both physical and mental relief. Relief. Both arthritis and spondylitis are debilitating disorders with inflammation of the joints. Documentary research has proven that laughter is a great workout to increase one's threshold for pain. The combination of natural painkillers and laughter exercises makes laughter yoga a powerful tool for physiotherapy. Many practitioners have reported reversal of frozen shoulder and other movement limitations due to strokes, arthritis, and injuries. The release of beta endorphins because of laughter causes the adrenal glands to manufacture cortisol, which is a natural anti-inflammatory agent. Agent. Laughter yoga sessions also include an element of stretching that prevents the stiffening of joints and improves mobility, thereby preventing spondylitis and arthritis. Usually people find it difficult to adapt to any form of physical exercise, but laughter yoga provides the motivation to keep their exercise routine regular. Chapter 19. Laughter yoga for personal development. Laughter is a tranquilizer with no side effects. Personal benefit. Besides being the best stress buster, laughter yoga has also proved to be very effective as a personal development tool. It enhances mental skills and abilities that help a person improve his or her performance in every sphere of life. If you ask people practicing laughter yoga around the world about the benefits they received, The first thing they would say, it is just 15 minutes of laughter, keep them cheerful throughout the day. Amazing! This, this sense of well-being comes from the release of endorphins, which improve one's mood instantaneously. It is a proven fact that if your mood is good, you will do your best in every sphere of life. Hooray! Hooray! Laughter yoga increases the ability to laugh at the smallest of things. This happens because laughter exercises done in a group help develop a sense of humor and childlike playfulness, which enhances the capability to laugh. I mentioned before, we stiffen up in the long time. There are no exceptions to that. That stiffening up absolutely 100% blocks learning. There's no creative learning. And it's shown that school pupils are losing their creativity for each year in school. They lose the ability to think, they lose their ability to observe, understand, and do plans. All those things are disappearing when we tense up because the admission to the right hemisphere is effectively blocked. The only reason to be tense is that your left hemisphere, the one who's strict and doesn't understand, is in dominance. So it is a revolution against the left hemisphere to have a laughter yoga exercise. Hear about that. Especially for you who are stuck in academia and going down the slope of mislearning or lacking of understanding. It grows for each year as you shut yourself down and become more and more serious. You further the distance to understanding of both the world, the spiritual guidance that is available, and of course your own soul. You become Cartesian. You can call the laughter an anti-Cartesian movement. Now, a testimonial from the author himself. Over the past 15 years, laughter yoga has undoubtedly helped add more laughter to my life. Earlier, I could hardly laugh at things that most people found funny. For instance, most of them would laugh while watching movies, but I would barely manage to smile. This was because I would question the reason behind the laughter. In fact, this habit becomes a hindrance when one wants to laugh. It is very difficult to laugh when the mind sets conditions, listen on laughter, seriousness. The serious scholars who despise knowledge and mock God. Think about those people. This is a temple. Shutting that off is nothing short of blasphemy. It's a sacrilegious thing to do. But with years of laughter yoga, I've learned to be playful and increase my capacity to laugh. My focus is on not using my brain to laugh. When I was still practicing as a medical doctor, I always looked for logic behind what was funny and what was not. Only very funny jokes made me laugh. Laughter yoga helped me bring laughter out of my mind into the body.
Into the body.
To the world. Hooray! I realized that physical playfulness led to a playful mental attitude and changed my perception of humor. Now I can see the funniest side of most things. In fact, I can say that the secret behind my laughter is childlike playfulness. This inner child helped me laugh much more than what I used to when I was a doctor. Oh, it really goes to say, if he didn't even laugh as a doctor, can you imagine how helpful that would have been for the patient and for the telling of diagnosis, the making of diagnosis. When the brain is not active, when we shut down the body, it's detrimental to all diagnosing and diagnostic. No longer inhibited, I developed the art of making others laugh too. Though still not good at telling jokes, I have learned to laugh. When I make mistakes, I start laughing at myself, which helped me connect with people. The truth is that nobody is perfect. People connect with me because they find me to be imperfect. Not a good idea. Before laughter yoga, whenever I laughed, my mouth would never open wide enough. I would keep my teeth clenched. I would feel the tightness around my jaw. Most of the laughter came from my throat. So it's shut here, the jaws are tensed. But when I started teaching people about belly laughter, how to use abdominal muscles to laugh, I realized that if the mouth is open wider, laughter comes straight from the belly. In doing you can feel the movement of the diaphragm and even learn to laugh louder. Earlier, I would suppress my laughter because I was mindful of the people around me. With laughter yoga, I can say that both the quality and quantity of my laughter have improved, and I can now laugh more heartily and loudly. It has not only changed my life, but also helped many others. Here are some benefits of laughter yoga that can help improve your life. Self-confidence. Laughter yoga is a powerful way to enhance self-confidence as it helps to overcome inhibitions and awkwardness. Laughter and smiling not only help to communicate effectively, but also create a safe environment for others to connect with you. This goes a long way in achieving success in business, personal, and social life. This shutting down, the closing down on the body and mind, this not understanding anymore, also shuts down relations to other people, and as mentioned here, in business and personal life. Laughing in a group in a public place helps to shed most inhibitions, and over a period of time, you become more outgoing. That's a healthy way of going about. Gradually, it builds self-confidence and helps to develop personality and leadership qualities. People who smile always do better, especially those in the field of sales and marketing, as a smile is the most important tool for customer service. Very important. You don't do that otherwise. We had a chat with a psychoanalyst of renowned name who's been practicing for almost 40 years, and she mentioned when I asked her if she had any, so to speak, cured patients that had been relieved of anxiety, depression, or panic attacks. And she said, I have one patient. Well, can I talk to him or her or what? And she said, oh, she, it is still too weak to be spoken to. Can you imagine after a whopping 17 years, 17 years of therapy, and maybe a couple of billions crowns spent on that therapy? Can you imagine? This is the world we're living into now. And as the left hemisphere is the best accomplished when it comes to self or reality denial, denial of the self and denial of reality. A person who suffered a hemorrhage in the right hemisphere can lie about an arm being paralyzed. So if that person doesn't have any access to an arm, usually it is the left arm, he or she will deny that to happen. We live in a left dominance where we deny everything about reality. Education today is forgetting about reality and close off as many bits of reality as you can until you do no longer understand other people at all. It reminds me about this people sitting on pillars. The pillar gone is connected to helgon in Swedish. Saints who sit on a pillar high up with no connection to reality. I think those pillar saints are more connected to reality than these people. And it's definitely something sanctimonious of their self-preserved, high-pretension seriousness that looks so silly. It's the face of the ignorance. People who smile always do better, especially those in the field of sales and marketing, as a smile is the most important field for customer service. I think the whole body is important because the quantum field, which is the body, is directly perceived, not what you say. People don't buy from what you say or what you try to express. Your want is non-interesting. It is your body. But perhaps this tool should be used warily, as some people may be sensitive or fearful of loud laughter, and it might be counterproductive. Communication skills. Laughter yoga significantly improves communication skills by limiting self-consciousness and hang-ups. Well, look at Kalle now. He's sitting in a public coffee shop. Although I had a few inhibitions because I had done a lot of theater, I was always anxious about my performance on stage. I felt nervous while making speeches and was afraid of making mistakes. But laughter yoga taught me how to communicate effectively. Hooray! Today, if I make a mistake, I just start laughing, which makes the whole process easy for me as well as my audience. Stress and negative emotions hamper communication skills and the motivation to communicate. Laughter yoga is the perfect exercise routine to counter this effect. As it induces unconditional laughter, it enables people to
Express
express
freely.
freely. Ah! It generates positive feelings and eliminates negative thoughts. In fact, it's hard to remain in conflict with someone when you are laughing. Power struggles cause us to focus on ourselves and ignore others. Laughter interrupts this cycle and allows people to be more open with each other. Hooray! Especially in our country, we lack openness. You can be this close to a person and bump into that. He or she will not recognize you or even give you an eyesight. We are completely shut down. And this is a new process in Sweden that happened the last century. Power struggles causes us to focus on ourselves and ignore others. Laughter interrupts this cycle. Hooray! And allows people to be more open with each other. When we laugh with others, criticism and sarcasm seem to evaporate. We are not judgmental and are able to let people be themselves. It also makes us generous to a level where we feel better giving than receiving. In effect, it promotes goodwill and cooperation between generations, between those with opposing viewpoints, and even between nations. So we have a peace spirit anyway. Can you imagine this serious world had created so many conflicts and are pretty severe still to this day? Seriousness. Does Vladimir Putin look like a funny chap? Does he laugh? No, he
Yes, yes,
doesn't.
yes, yes.
No, he never laughs when he tells his speeches. He's over serious. And this over seriousness is the same as anger and hatred. And laughter is the one denominator or eraser of hatred and ill will. But be serious, you are ill-willing. Bring laughter into your life once more. Another important communication skill that one can acquire through laughter yoga is the art of maintaining the right amount of eye contact. If it's too little, hints of lack of self-confidence, while too much eye contact can be intimidating.
Okay, but what do you
And
do
this is
practice to
actually
perfect this?
absolutely impossible to learn, as shown by Paul Ekman and others. You cannot learn eye contact. Actually, the more you try to do it, the more you will stiffen up and actually intimidate the other person more. So there are no voluntary ways into understanding other people. Yoga, laughter yoga, especially is the exception. Isn't that fantastic?
Can you can you repeat? Can you please repeat in what ways laughter yoga exception?
Laughter yoga is the only one that can open up this region that brings access to the right hemisphere. There's no other way because any voluntary way will make you even more serious.
Are you not exaggerating too much?
Exactly. If you read too much, if you study too much, if you try too hard, it will go in the opposite direction. But while you laugh, you open up to the right hemisphere. And that proven by McGilchrist and his massive book, The Matter of Things. And I think it's over 3,000 clinical proofs there. Show that the only leeway to opening up is through the right hemisphere. This is how we construct it. Another important communication skill is that one can acquire through laughter yoga is to maintain other, sorry, I repeat myself there. Though it's difficult to specify how long you should look into the eyes of another person, constant practice of laughter exercise can help you get it right. It can do that, and especially the opposite. If you if you want to get the right amount of eye contact, you can never do, as well as you can never will yourself out of a neurosis or psychoanalyze you out of a neurosis. Can never ever happen. Or you, yeah. Or the absurdly nonsensical idea that you can learn from seriousness. It's the opposite of learning. It's connected to fear and aggressiveness. Fear and aggressiveness on your own side, because it triggers the fight and flight reaction which we have as a default. Everyone in the Western world, more or less, maybe not a very prominent ski maker. Well, we continue. Can you go ahead on, please, Calvin?
Yes. Excuse me, excuse me.
Everyone who wants to read the testimonial, you're more welcome to do that. Continuing to the text. Maintains emotional balance.
Balans.
It is comparatively easy to maintain physical or mental stress compared to emotional stress that arises due to problems at home, work, relationships, and strained situations. Faced with such circumstances, people find it hard to express their feelings. Laughter yoga helps emotions to flow and releases pent-up feelings. It diffuses emotions like fear, anger, and resentment, thus preventing conflicts, easing tension, and helping one understand the other person better. Hooray! Not only does it release negative emotions, it also cultivates unconditional love, generosity, openness, compassion, and the willingness to help others. Here, very important attributes, and they can never be achieved without laughter. You cannot discipline yourself to help others. All that help will go to waste. It will actually add to the burden. Whatever you do when you're not laughing, being over serious. I think in the Indian way, we would say that's a negative karma, but it's better to say you give attention to the other person, even if you're helping him, even if you think you're helping, you're not helping at all. Emotional intelligence through laughter. All of us have some basic needs, desires, and aspirations. Hooray! There are certain things which give us happiness. Then there are things that come in the way of our goals. Emotions are what we use to express what we want and refuse what we don't want. We express emotions through thoughts which take the form of words which finally motivate us to take action. I think as a joke, you can remember that poor thing. It's not the laughing subject, but the laugh is unificable, who spent 17 years in therapy and still is not even able to present herself in front of anyone. Can you imagine? It's beyond belief. Emotional intelligence is the ability to process emotions the right way. It is the capacity to recognize not just our own feelings, but also those of others. Indeed. Because when we shut down, we don't understand anyone else. Then we think that the Zoom meeting can replace real human contact. We have to do this because Carl is on the other way of the world and you all others are far away. But nothing can beat personal contact. You don't understand anymore, you become shut down. It helps us to motivate us and manage our emotions in the best possible manner without hurting ourselves or others. Normally, we do two things. We either express or suppress emotions. Expression of emotions may lead to conflict with others, while suppression can harm an individual. The right form of expression has a positive impact and leads to an appropriate action, whereas repressed emotions, listen now, get logged in our subconscious mind and can lead to negative physical repercussions. It gets so good, it gets logged in our subconscious mind. It stays there forever. Only laughter and the right hemisphere can release it. And it will have negative physical and spiritual and mental and mindful repercussions. The release of that is a heartfelt laughter. Most people carry the baggage of unexpressed emotions that wreak havoc in our bodies. Laughter yoga allows one to release these emotions from the subconscious mind. Hooray to that! Can you imagine how valuable that is? All those billions of people having suppressed emotions when there is no release. And even this is so ridiculous, I don't even want to laugh. And really, they are offered psychotherapy, which cannot help because it doesn't access the right hemisphere. You're stuck and you're left with a cure, which is like the emperor's new clothes or a medicine, which is just water and sugar. And you are advised to drink it 3 times a day. That is psychotherapy to you. Or worse, you're given a pill that suppress your emotions or take them away. Welcome to Prozac. The Prozac village, that's the modern world. Yoga laughter is the cure. Listen now, there is a cure, and that's laughter. For instance, many people may reflect sadness on their face. How many out here in Sweden don't show a sad face? I went around this morning, not too early, like 9:30, smiling. I never received any smiles, and I didn't saw any smiles anywhere. And maybe I saw 500 people in my journey to work this morning. Actually, I saw anger when I saw me smiling, yeah. So this is what happened to people when we are wrecked into seriousness and in the sectarian ideology of absolute graveness and non-humor. And this is not happening to people because of something that happened in the recent past, because of something that may have happened a few decades ago, or perhaps in the childhood. I know a psychologist, she uses prevention. She don't meet people anymore. She isolates herself because she know in her heart her ideology won't help her or anybody else. Instead, she cuts off all social relations. That's the only way. Is cutting off a limb because you have an infection in your toe? Because that's the only cure until laughter yoga is recognized. That's why this message needs to come out. The message of joy. They may have undergone some negative experiences which they may not remember. Unconditional laughter helps to release this unknown baggage and maintain emotional balance. Many people act on an impulse which can lead to regret. Emotional and impulsive decisions can help a person achieve heights or land them in serious trouble. Indeed. The role of emotional intelligence is to develop a person's ability to think and rationalize the consequences before acting on an impulse. People who have well-developed emotional skills are usually more productive as they have mastered the art of controlling their feelings while taking important decisions in life. Whereas people who do not have this ability are more Kalle? More
More.
prone to wrong decisions and poor choices. Laughter yoga and deep breathing exercises change the sympathetic response of fight or flight to the parasympathetic mode, which can easily be activated through deep diaphragmatic breathing and belly laughter. That's it for the scientific mumbo jumbo, right? A lot of words, I know. But the main thing is that the parasympathetic mode can be activated through laughter. That's the only way to open that one up. Otherwise, your all doings, the entirety of your skills or wants or different choices you have, that will all lead to the same result. You will stiffen up even more and more, and you will go more into the parasympathetic mode. Although this, by being the most human product ever, is equivalent of having a soul to laugh. God created us in his image. He created laughing creatures. How ridiculous with a priest who doesn't laugh? You serious? It's the antimony of Christ. It's the opposing side. In the only opposing side there could be. There can only be one bad thing, and that is seriousness. There's no other bad thing. Creator of war, creator of disease, creator of hatred. Lack of understanding, lack of tolerance. I think these days, especially these days when tolerance is another threat, you need to be tolerant, you need to accept. Some angry monster shows himself and says, you need to tolerate. Will never happen that way. Never, ever on earth. But laughter can do it. I spoke to someone like cutting the whole thing. I think we stop here. So we will start with the next chapter next time. Make a note of that.
So the last word is violence.
Yeah, we'll start next time with chapter 21, 22.
Page and page 158 with violence. Today we ended at violence.
I spoke to someone and he said that laughter should come natural. But if you don't laugh, and I contest directly, if you don't laugh, you're no longer human. It's like a bit like say breathing should come natural to a person who stopped breathing after almost drowning. Your lungs are filled with water. Think about this. Your lungs are filled with water because you almost drown in the lake or something like that. You need to be resuscitated. You need forced breathing from another person. In the same way, laughter is the only human trait that's like that distinguishes us from the animals. Therefore, you need resuscitation, come to life again. And I can spot myself, I get more oxygenated in my skin, redder, like more breathing. I feel that my skin is less dry. That's usually an indication of more oxygen coming to the skin. Because when you shut down, you don't get oxygenated. And also, I had this tremendous feeling of being happy in the middle of the winter. This is the season of non-laughter in my country. Nordic countries now is absolute darkness, spiritual, mental, bodily darkness, and of course, environmental darkness. Laughing, laughing changes that. Most definitely changes that. You go into a more happy mood and you can feel yourself once more. And there's no greater gift than to be given to become breathing again. The gift of life, the breath of life, is often called resuscitated. This is even more powerful because decades of sorrow, decades of hatred, all is cured, helped, balanced up. Yes, in a slow process, not as quick as resuscitation, but the slow way makes the path, as one said. Kalle, what do you think? How did it feel to be on a coffee shop doing this?
It's good, I think, because there is a proper table.
Ah, great.
Um, uh, Let me point out at the most important sentence. I think this summarizes the whole what we have spoken about today. Unconditional love helps to release this unknown package and attain emotional balance.
Indeed.
And I have an idea for exercise.
Oh.
When I was a small child at school, I ate pens, like shaved pens. I shaved pens, as most small children can do. They chew at pens. But next time you read or do some studying, put a pen or substance like this.
Ah, great.
And then let me show you something.
Ah.
So this is the chopstick exercise, but a pen exercise. I think it's a good. What do you think about that? Seriously speaking, when you read next time, you give it like there.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
That
you
is.
would then forcefully, because my philosophy of life is to kill two birds with one stone. Then you read, you actually at the same time exercise your laughing muscles, so to say. If you're in a library, it might be stupid to laugh loud or a workplace, but nobody can stop you to put in a pen, and
Yeah,
then
the practical thing. Yeah, wow.
And then I think that you should now actually contact Makili Christ and speak about this laughter. This
Yeah,
time,
I definitely think that you can enter both phases now because I think it's working. If you're taking both our faces, Kalle, if you oh, the humor, okay, yeah, humor, yes, definitely. There you go, humor, very good,
and
good
it
one.
was to tell you an anecdote because Dr. Katare he says that as a doctor he never laughed, and this is the only at this discussion between Cleese and Makil Christ, the only thing that they disagree about is whether doctors laugh or not. Cleese says, I don't think that doctors laugh, but then Makil Christ says, doctors need to laugh to survive.
Ah. Could you please bring us both in for the end because that's very appreciated. Let's see if that works.
Excuse me?
Both in, both you and me. We are very on the side.
Aha, okay, yes, yes. So we will.
Yeah, look at that. It's working for the first time.
I'm a
I
serious,
got
I'm a serious scholar.
how could they use the word serious and scholar in the same sentence? That's beyond belief. It is like saying fireproof gasoline or a tasty piece of rotting food. It's just nonsensical. And it never existed before the 18th century. It's a new thing. It's a new invention. It's a Newtonian invention. I will never forget a British teacher I used to have who was, I think I mentioned it before, is that the only face of stupidity is seriousness. That's the face of somebody who don't know anything and try to have the demeanor of knowledge, often using a book on his head. I'm a scholar. I pretend to be serious. It doesn't get more ridiculous. Okay, Kalle. I think we need to end there. Thank you very much. And congratulations, it worked so well with your camera. Most definitely, we can try at your home as well if you prefer to be there. I think it can work when you find a good Wi-Fi for your mobile.
No, it's not that
Oh,
I don't have a table at home.
let's
I'm a
pray or
Japanese.
laugh the table for Kalle.
I'm a Japanese samurai.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a good morning. Thank you very much, Kalle Lundahl. Good day, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Laugh along.